Yeah, this is the ghost story called The Blue Boy. It's not an original or something that I made myself. It's a ghost story that I heard when I was in the first grade on Halloween. It was telling ghost stories in class on Halloween Day, and there was like, this is a campfire ghost story when the teacher said blah blah blah, a bunch of bullshit from fucking retarded teachers. But anyways, I want to kind of mix it up a little bit. So how the stories went is there was this blue boy who's like a ghost spirit, and the saying is if you see his face, you die instantly, or something like that. Like when you see his face, you freeze and you instantly die, or something. Only if you see the blue boy's face. If you look in the face of the blue boy. Or there was this old lady, and he only comes to you if you don't believe in him, or something like that. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. It's been a long time, but there's this lady. She lives on her own. She's never been married, and she was eating at McDonald's, and she read in the newspaper about the blue boy and how there's people that have died from him, showing all these people, and it's telling the story of how it's possibly the blue boy, and how if you see the blue boy's face, you die instantly. So she's sitting there eating her food, and she's like, I don't believe any of this bullshit. It's just a bunch of fake shit. There's no such thing as a blue boy ghost who, if you see its face, you die instantly. So she went back to her house, and she was, eating food, like making dinner. This is at dinner time. She read about the blue boy at lunchtime. So she's making dinner, and she's eating her dinner, and this is where it's going to become original when it makes into it. While she's eating her dinner, she keeps hearing these laughs. It sounds like a little boy. And she's walking around her house. She doesn't see anything. No little boy laughs. No nothing. Doesn't see or hear it anymore. I mean, she hears it, but she doesn't see it. And she keeps hearing this little boy laugh. She's just sitting there thinking, I've been thinking about it. Maybe it's just where I've been thinking about the blue boy today. Maybe this is why I'm thinking of this, hearing this little boy's laugh. So it goes on, and now it's going to go back to the original story. It goes to nighttime, and she's watching TV. It's about 11 o'clock to midnight, and she's in her robes and her slippers, watching TV. When someone knocks on her front door, and she's like, who could be knocking on the door this time of night? And she goes and she answers the door, and nobody's there. And she's like, okay, and she shuts the door, and she goes back to sit down and watch TV, and she's watching TV, and she hears another knock, and she goes up to the door, and no one's there again. So she looks out, and she's like, she just takes a deep breath, like, probably just kids ding dong ditching. She goes back, she sits down, she hears a knock again. Well, this time she opens the door really fast, and she goes, alright, you little meddling kids, knock on this door one more time, I will call the police. And she slams the door shut. She goes, and she doesn't go to her chair to sit down. This time she kind of like hides by the door so she can get there fast enough. And when the door gets knocked on again, she opens it. And as she opens it, from behind the boy, she sees this boy, all blue, completely blue, run and turn to the left. And she's like, instantly, her jaw drops. She's scared to death now. She's got chills running up her spine. She's scared to death. She slams the door shut. She locks it. She runs. She tries to call 911, but all the power in her house goes out instantly. Nothing's in her house. It's pitch black dark. So she grabs a flashlight and she's like flashing around. She's like trying to keep her eyes closed. She doesn't want to see the boy's face because she knows the saying, if you see the face of the blue boy, you die. Blue boy, don't look at me in the face, or something like that. And so she runs up the stairs, and she's like, she's like, make sure the door's locked. She's trying to hide in her room. And as she runs up the stairs, she's like, she's really scared. And she's hiding in her room, and she keeps hearing thumping and stuff going on downstairs. And so she's really scared, and she takes off running into the hallway, and she takes off running, and she hears nothing at all. She doesn't hear anything anymore, but then she hears something going on downstairs, so she's like, I gotta get out of the house. So I'm gonna run and jump out the window, even though I'm 2 stories up. So as she takes off running, as she jumps through the window, as she's about to jump through the window, the blue boy's face jumps up in the window instantly. It's like as soon as she's gonna dive, out of nowhere, the blue boy's face just jumps up. And right when she sees the blue boy's face, she instantly dies. But she's in jumping formation, so she's already jumping when she died. and she breaks through the window. Her dead body breaks through the window and falls 2 stories and hits the ground. The next day, when the police arrived the next day, they're like, "Do you think it was the blue boy? Because when you die by the blue boy, your face it turns blue, and your mouth is wide open, and your eyes are closed shut, and your face is blue." They're like, "It's the symptoms of the blue boy, but we don't want to worry the townsfolk about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to say that she got, she was wanting to commit suicide, so she jumped out the window." And what happens is, now that you've heard the story of the blue boy, if you do not believe in the blue boy from this point on in your life, the blue boy may pay you a visit tonight.